Welcome back to Arise Exchange. Online retailer Amazon is just one of a few companies interested in including drones as part of its company arsenal of goodies. The company is asking the Federal Aviation Administration for an exemption to rules that prohibit the use of drones for commercial purposes. And on the personal front, hackers are using drones to steal private information from unsuspecting cell phone users. Technology. Well, cybersecurity expert and Berkeley Variatronics CEO Scott Schober joins us again on the exchange to explain what drones actually are and what we can do as consumers to protect ourselves. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me.
I got to tell you, I'm fascinated with these things here. But I mean, my God, I mean, these things can do almost. Explain what you have a problem. Sure. What is this?
Absolutely. This is a very typical drone here that a consumer can buy. This is priced about $300 or so, and it's controlled by Wi-Fi from a standard iPhone or Android-like device. So I could take my phone and I can control this 100%, fly it around through the Wi-Fi connection. And then what I have here is a tool that I actually can use to find a drone. So imagine this is flying or hovering over your house or your office, and you wanted to hunt it down. You could do that. You could scan and look for it, and with this direction-finding antenna, you could actually say, hey, I'm being followed by a drone. Or
okay, and we got to get into this, too, because
sure.
I assume this is not just something that can fly. I bet you this thing has a camera attached to it.
Correct, absolutely.
Okay, that's the key here.
Right here. It's got a high-definition camera, if you could see it there, and you can actually hone in.
It's right there, yeah,
and look at people, spy on them, or whatever the case may be. And, of course, it's used for legitimate purposes, real estate agents, surveyors, things of that sort. But once it gets in the hands of hackers, that's where the problem happens.
We're talking about stealing information, and that's very dangerous. But also, there was an article I was reading about a woman who was in her bedroom or whatever, and all of a sudden she turned to the window, and there's a drone out there that's looking at her. And as soon as she saw it to get a camera to take a picture, the drone kind of disappeared, and there were like two people in the car. I mean, this is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, and these things are happening every single day. There's cases where people are spying on others on the beach, looking in windows, doing other things for spying.
All right, but here, let's go to Amazon for
Sure.
the business side of this.
Yeah.
They want to use this. They're saying for commercial purposes, but within the confines, though, of their complex where they can test this. And they're saying that their rules are more stringent than the FAA's. And if the FAA doesn't adhere to this, they'll take this outside. But Scott, you got to believe that they're only going to use this for a time when they think they can make deliveries with packages. And we've seen that in Russia, where they're actually delivering pizzas with drones.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. And they're trying to keep it in the confines of their private property just to test it out and get all the kinks out. And then hopefully the ruling, end of next September 2015, the FAA will hopefully loosen standards for them and allow commercial use for drones for delivering of packages. And it's under 5 pounds, and the drone has to weigh less than 55 pounds.
Okay, do you see a point where this will become a reality?
It is certainly possible. I get concerned certainly from the security aspects of it, because if you've got drones flying around, who's going to regulate this? It's not like aircraft. They actually can prevent aircraft from crashing into one another. And we see occasionally that even goes awry. So with drones, can you imagine just civilians flying this around, or even businesses? It'd be a mess.
But they basically already are with these drones in terms of anybody can get their hands on one.
Yeah, from a hobbyist standpoint, we fly these all the time. And it's fun, and you could have fun outside, and you do aerial shots and things like that. But now imagine this times hundreds of thousands of these things flying around, spying on people or hacking into your phone. That's where it's serious.
Right. And what you're saying here, it'd be very hard to regulate that and also provide security.
Extremely hard. Yeah, and that's where we're selling these tools to law enforcement and such, so they can actually hunt it down for the bad guys that are trying to do these type of things.
I'm going to buy one. How much does that cost?
This guy's $5,500, the Yellow Jacket DF. So it's a little bit more pricey than obviously a $300 drone.
I'll rent one. Scott Schober, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay.